Hello guys, I'm going to be doing a Technoblade X listener or reader from wattpad from Stariibee. He owns this book called Outcast. And I'm not stealing, I'm just going to do this because it seems more fun. Please do not think I'm stealing. This is, your perspective. It's nasty out here, isn't it? Listener remarks fondly to her cat Dante, who is looking at the blizzard outside the window. Dante meows softly in return. You could come sit by the fireplace with me, Listener adds on while gesturing to the crackling fire nearby. It's warmer than the window. He doesn't move. Instead, he becomes transfixed on something outside the window. Listener waits a little longer before walking over to him. What's so important outside that you're ignoring me? She jokes lightly while following Dante's blue gaze. The light mood changes when she sees something moving outside. What? Listener thoughts. Nobody's perspective. As Technoblade takes another step through the deep snow, even his furry piglin's form in his tie is freezing. Just a little further. As he thought, he goes to take another step but only finally collapses in the soft snow beneath him. A grunt escapes his mouth when he tries to push himself back up, but several days of endless travel had finally caught up to him. Techno lies in there in the snow for a while. The voices in his head are yelling at him to stand up and keep going. His own voice is repeating constantly, Technoblade never dies. Now out of energy, he shifts back to his human form, instead only making him more cold than before. Holy shit. A voice comes in the cover howling wind, and it startles him slightly and fuels him with energy to get up. AKA, it triggered his fight or flight and began running fresh at him through him. But before he can try to get back up, the person puts their coat over him, pulls him over his shoulders. Techno's entire body protests from the mountain of becoming upright again. What kind of idiot comes out in a storm like this? A person, a girl, scolds him in a motherly tone. Oh, wait, don't pass out yet. He tries to reply to her to let go of him, but no word came out. All he could do is let Listener drag him along through it. Nobody's pope still. Listener does not know who the hell this guy is or prompted him up to be out in the blizzard, but her protective instincts had kicked in and were in overdrive. She wasn't about to just leave him out in the middle of nowhere to freeze to death. He's much taller than her and also fairly heavy, but she manages to get him upstairs of her house into the warmth of the structure. Getting him upstairs to the bed would require somehow getting him up to a ladder. Instead, she puts him down near a fireplace on the main floor. Okay. More firewood blankets. As she lists the things in her head, she grabs Varya's chest around the room. Listener wraps the tall man up in the blanket and tosses a couple of extra logs in the fire. Dante even comes over and lays across his lap. Good kitty. The girl then kneels beside her new unconscious guest. She takes one of his arms out of the blankets and begins checking him for injuries. After giving him one once over, she discovers that he's got several minor injuries. Some as if he had patched them up, he himself. So Listener replaces some of fresh bandages with fresh ones. At some point, she pauses to take his features. He has long pink hair that has a messy braid, a pair of round glasses in the bridge of his nose. His clothes are regal in appearance, but they're dirty, torn from a few places. He had obviously been traveling for a while. Another thing that Listener unintentionally in the fact that he's very fit. She notices while changing the bandages, noticing a small glass in his stomach. As she pushes this in the back to her mind. When she finally finished, Listener makes sure he's wrapped up and warm and tight, stepping away from them. The man is sleeping peacefully now, so she takes a chance to retreat to her room for her own rest. That will be all for this video. I'll make a part 2 if you guys want me to. Yeah, sorry if this was quick. I'll make a part 2. Don't worry, it will be a little longer. Okay, thank you for listening and watching. And like I said, this does not belong to me. This belongs to wattpad, and the owner of this book I'm talking about is Stariibee from the outcast of the Toilet of the Story. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.